Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Jeff, and on behalf of StriveScan, certainly want to welcome you to our Tennessee virtual college fair this evening. Thank you for participating. As a reminder, participants or attendees, your cameras are turned off and your microphones are muted. You can ask questions of the universities at any time through the Q&A button below. This evening, we're going to hear from 6 institutions: Trevecca Nazarene University, Austin Peay State, Tennessee Wesleyan, Columbia State Community College, Motlow State Community College, and Murray State University. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Trevecca Nazarene University.
Well, hi, friends, and thanks for being here to learn a little bit about all of our wonderful institutions. My name is Michael, and I work for Trevecca Nazarene University. I'm going to share my screen really quickly so that I can share with you a little bit about Trevecca. Let's see. All right. So Trevecca was founded in 1901. So we are over 100 years old. You can see we have students from 25 different countries and 47 states. And there's a few things that I think are really distinctive. So in a 6-minute presentation, a few of the really important things I want to hit on. Trevecca is a private Christian university. We are a relatively small university. We have about 1,500 traditional undergraduate students. And so what I think you're going to get from Trevecca, if this is what you're looking for, is a great community with a place where you're going to know your professors. They will know you. There is a lot of student support. But even though you get that small community, you get it in the context of being right in the heart of Nashville in a global campus. And so I'm going to kind of breeze through and show you a few photos. Obviously, this is Nashville, where it really benefits our students being in that location for a lot of reasons. This is our campus. Brand new health sciences building that we're building. If you're interested in pre-med or nursing or physician's assistant, we have really, really great programs with great graduate school placement rates. This is our Center for Music and Worship Arts. We are a faith-based university with a Christian tradition. So when you're thinking about choosing a college, I'm going to not dumb it down. I'm going to simplify it to 3 real quick points: academics, community, and value. So academically speaking, we have 90 different programs of study. We offer bachelor's degrees and associate's degrees. We put a big emphasis, no matter what it is that you're studying, on outside the classroom experiences and internships. We want to get you connected with people who are doing what you aspire to be doing. So we're very hands-on in that way. Here's an example, several examples on this screen of places where our students have interned and worked and obtained jobs. So again, lots of internship opportunities. That's a great benefit to being in downtown Nashville. Okay, student life and support community. You have to like where you live, right? We are a residential campus. We have dorms available and apartments available for upperclassmen. If you live in the Nashville area and you're on this, you can commute from your family's home. So that's doable as well. But any service you need as a student, free tutoring, career counseling. There's a full service counseling center. We offer a writing center. We have study abroads. We have support for students that really spans the gambit of anything that you would need. And we have a lot of fun on campus too. This is a giant paint war. We have movie nights. We have block parties. We have big field days. This is a silent disco that you see on campus. These are just photos that I want you to see students having fun, because I think that's a big part of the college experience. There's a great community at Trevecca, like I mentioned, and that's a big part of choosing a college. NCAA sports, Division II, and we do have athletics. We have intramural sports as well. And then the third thing, as believe it or not, my time is wrapping up here. Trevecca is a great value. So if you look at comparable schools, private Christian universities, it's about 120 of them in something that we call the Council for Christian Colleges and Universities in the U.S. Out of those 120, last year, I believe there were 7 that were ranked as national universities through the U.S. News and World Report. And we have been in that 7 and ranked at that tier through the U.S. News and World Report. We have several other recognitions as a great value school. We tend to be a very affordable private university with a lot of scholarships available. So when you see the cost of a private university, notably Trevecca here, because it obviously looks higher than a state school, don't write us off when you see that cost, because there are many scholarships available. 100% of students who are admitted to Trevecca receive scholarships, offers of some kind. We are test optional, a couple housekeeping options for next year. So you do not have to submit an ACT exam. It can help you if you would like to for certain scholarship tiers. So if you're able to take the ACT or the SAT, we accept either one. That would be great. And we'll take that in. Real quick, while I'm wrapping up, this is my contact information. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're interested in Trevecca, we are open for campus visits. We are in person, and we have a remote option currently as well. I know a lot of students are wondering about COVID. So you do have both options currently at Trevecca. Obviously, announcements for fall semester and spring semester 2021 and 2022 will come out as we get more data and information about what the world looks like in the coming months. We'd love to have you guys visit. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Next up, we have Austin Peay State University.
Hey, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. Thank you guys for taking some time out of your evening and joining us tonight. I'm going to share my screen with you guys and just give you guys a little bit of information. Cool. So I hope you guys can see that. So this is our football stadium, and then this is our Office of Admissions Prezi. So we'll get right into it. So just quick facts about Austin Peay. If you don't know much, we have over 11,000 students. That's the most students we've ever had on this campus at one time. Not only population-wise, but as far as our campus, we're growing like crazy. Right now, we're in the process of building a new health science building, a new arena to play basketball in, and then a new welcome center as well. So we're just growing a ton right now. We just opened up a brand new art and design building. So that's just some of the things going on currently. We have the highest safety level you can get from the TBI. I believe we're the safest campus in the state of Tennessee. So we take a lot of pride in that. We offer over 50 different majors. Underneath all 50 of those majors, we have over 100 different concentrations to choose from. Student organizations says we have 130. Last time I counted, it was more like 160. So there should be something for just about any student to choose from. We do study abroad, and we go to over 30 different countries. Any student that comes to Austin Peay should look into studying abroad. It's great as far as an opportunity goes. You can go travel the world and get college credit for it. So really should look into it no matter where you go. Average classroom size is 21. Right now with COVID, it's about 12, but we do expect in the fall that number is going to go back up to about 21. We are a Division I university. We play our sports in the Ohio Valley Conference. Our football team is doing pretty well this season. We're actually playing in the spring, which is weird, but we're going to be going back to the fall. And we have 15 Division I sports teams. How to be a Gov? It's pretty easy. You can apply. If you're a senior and you want to apply, you can still apply. You have plenty of time. You just go to apsu.edu and just submit your $25 application fee. If you call us, we can give you a waiver code and it'll waive that fee. We are test optional, so you just send us your transcript, and once we receive your transcript, you'll receive your decision in 7 to 10 business days. So it's a pretty fast turnaround. You can be admitted as a first-time freshman with a 2.85 GPA or a 20. The big thing is that or, so you don't need both, you just need one or the other. So this is just the ways you can earn scholarship at Austin Peay. So versus the admissions application, we're just going to look at your GPA. I'll show you our admissions requirements for those here in just one second. Then we have our general scholarship application. Unfortunately, that's already passed. but you can fill this out any year that you're at Austin Peay. We have over 250 different scholarships that are under this one application. So there's tons of scholarships out there that you can apply for when you fill this out. Then we have the FAFSA, and every undergraduate student fills this out. These are those academic scholarships I was telling you about. As you can see, they're just kind of staggered based on your GPA. So the dollar amounts go down based on your GPA. So at the top, you got the 4.0, then you've got 3.85, 3.7, and 3.5. All of these are 4-year renewable as long as you maintain a 2.75 GPA. That's transfer information, don't worry about it. So we have the President's Emerging Leaders Program. It's a $3,000 scholarship opportunity. You do have to have the ACT to be a part of the Pell program. It's really just where you'll be a leadership minor and you'll take leadership courses. And then there's a few trips that actually go along with that as far as studying abroad goes. So it's a really good organization and it looks good on a resume, applications, stuff like that. This is a good breakdown of tuition and cost to attend. Housing and meal plan, $5,300. That can actually go down quite a bit, just depending on which housing option you might choose. Tuition is about $4,400 per semester, and then the out-of-state fees are there as well. If you want to apply for housing, it's kind of open season currently. All of the priority deadlines have passed, but we still have plenty of room if you're a current senior and you're looking to apply for housing. So don't let anything hold you back. Just go ahead and apply. It says $100 prepayment. If you put that $100 down, don't let it think that you're locked in or anything. We can give you that back. Just let us know by July 1st. So that's the only real deadline for that one. Then right here is just some of the campus traditions that I like. I'll kind of skip through some of these. So Mud Bowl, awesome. It's that big pit of mud you see in the top left. We play volleyball on that. Then you have Ghost. Ghost is our Safe Trick-or-Treating initiative. All those organizations go to the football stadium and they give out candy to kids. We think it's really a safer way for kids to trick or treat than them being on the streets with cars and everything. The polar plunge, it's not really fun, but we go jump in the pool when it's about 30 degrees. You get some cool shirts, you get some free food, hot chocolate, coffee, whatever. It is for a really good cause though, so we love doing that. Then you have the color run, you got the Spirit Rock, which my boss is jumping off of there. And then you've got homecoming. A lot of places have a homecoming. We do it up big here. All the alumni get to come back. And then we have a big football game, all kinds of fun stuff going on all throughout that week. But if you guys ever need to contact the Office of Admissions, feel free to give us a call or an email. You can ask for me. My name is Dylan, and you will get forwarded to me, and I can answer any questions for you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate that very much. Again, to those in attendance, you can ask questions along the way at any time through the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Next up, we have Tennessee Wesleyan University.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ariana, and I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about Tennessee Wesleyan. Give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen with you all, and then we're going to jump right into things. All righty, can you see me there? Or are we having technical issues? All right, perfect. So Tennessee Wesleyan, founded in 1857, located in Athens, Tennessee, about halfway between Knoxville and Chattanooga. So we're in a great location to all sorts of cool things to do. We have a proud relationship with the United Methodist Church, something that really helps us to draw in our students and get them involved in our campus, no matter what their interests may be. So down to the nitty gritty, how to gain admission into Tennessee Wesleyan University. Currently, we have a free online application. Takes about 10 minutes to complete, which is really simple to the point. You have to submit a high school transcript and have a 2.25 unweighted GPA. Also this year for incoming freshmen, we're offering a test optional route, which to do that, you just need a 2.75 GPA and at least an 18 on the ACT or a 950 on the SAT. So why do our students choose Tennessee Wesleyan? They choose it for the knowledge that they gain inside and outside the classroom, the affordability, the community that's offered through our faculty and staff, with our students, and because of the opportunity for exploration. We might be a private liberal arts university, but don't let the price tag discourage you. We still have a lot of bang for our buck to offer. So we currently offer over 60 plus majors, including business and administration, nursing, and then health and human performance, which would be our top 3 that our students choose to go into. Our nursing facility is amazing. We collaborate with a hospital up in Knoxville, Tennessee. So you start your first 2 years in Athens on campus, and then you finish up your second 2 years in Knoxville, getting hands-on experience with the nursing staff. You're not just in a classroom, you're actually doing the work, you're with the patients, you're getting the experience that you need going forward. At Tennessee Wesleyan, you never have to choose between a quality education and money. You fill out your FAFSA using our school code 003525, which all of our freshmen and current students do. All of our students we offer lower student debt at 15%. And 100% of our first-time freshmen come in receiving some type of scholarship, whether that be an athletic scholarship or our TWU merit scholarship, which is based on current high school GPA as well as test scores. We offer 5 residence halls, 1 all-female dorm, which we refer to as Keith, an all-male hall, Fowler Hall, co-ed, which is Wesley Commons, Nakatula Apartments, and Miller Hall. So education at Tennessee Wesleyan is not just what you learn in the classroom, it's what you do outside. From our Love Thy Neighbor House, which is what does our food banks, that we give food to our local communities to help them out. Our study abroad opportunities, where you can go anywhere from local in the States things to Puerto Rico to Japan, just different opportunities for our students to take advantage of. And then we also offer different opportunities like ecology and biodiversity in Costa Rica, which you see in that bottom picture down there, which is another learning opportunity for students. So this is our contact information. Should you be interested in coming to visit us, we are currently open for in-person campus tours, as well as virtual tours, as well as our students have been able to be on campus since the beginning of the year back in August. Luckily, COVID has not stopped that learning opportunity. So I encourage you all to take the opportunity to learn more about the Tennessee Wesleyan experience and give us a visit.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Next up, we have Columbia State Community College.
All right, I will apologize ahead of time. I have a vocal dog, so if my dog starts barking, I'm really sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right, so thanks for joining us. Good evening, everybody. So I am a recruiter at Columbia State Community College. My name is Rhonda. We are the first community college. We were the first community college in the state of Tennessee, founded in 1966. Our main campus is located in Columbia, Tennessee. However, we do have 5 campus locations. Our 2 largest campuses are, of course, in Columbia, and then also to Williamson County in Franklin. And then we have a new Lawrenceburg campus, which is actually about to open. And then we have a campus in both Lewisburg and Clifton as well. In addition to having 5 campus locations, we have about 6,000 students with over 70 majors. Most of our students will actually come to Columbia State, of course, for 2 years for the community, for the Tennessee Promise, and then transfer to a 4-year institution. Most of our students will leave Columbia State with an Associate of Science degree, but we also do offer an Associate of Arts and other associate degrees. And then we have some career entry programs. Our most popular programs are our health science programs. So we do offer nursing, respiratory care, radiology tech, EMT, and then medical laboratory, in addition to some other career entry programs. At Columbia State, most students will just go ahead and apply online. There is no application fee. We do ask that students submit their high school transcript and ACT or SAT scores. About a year ago, because of COVID, we no longer required that students have an ACT or SAT score in order to be accepted or get into regular classes. They just have to have a 3.0. And so it looks like we're going to do that again this year. So if you do have ACT scores, in order to get out of basic classes or developmental classes, you have to have an 18 in reading or 18 in English and 19 in reading and math, or again, that 3.0 GPA. Also too, you have to supply a Tennessee driver's license or some sort of ID so that we can give you in-state citizenship. And then most of our students will apply hopefully before August, but the last day to apply is usually mid-August for that fall semester. Currently, we are open for the fall. We have not been on campus since last year, March 16th. And so our staff will return back to campus at the end of this month. And then we are hoping that we have the announcement soon that fall classes will also be offered on ground. We do offer online classes any semester, not just during COVID. And then we do have hybrid classes in which we offer classes both online and in person via Zoom. As far as financial aid is concerned, most of our students who are not eligible for Peay, which is a federal grant, most students will actually have their tuition and fees covered by the Tennessee Promise. I'm not going to tell you the Tennessee Promise deadlines because they have, of course, because of COVID, extended a lot of their deadlines. But most of our students hopefully will be getting information from their guidance counselors about when those deadlines are. Our students, if they are not using Peay federal grant, then they are using their Hope Scholarship or their Tennessee Promise. As far as student life is concerned, a lot of people think because it's a community college that we don't actually have activities, and we do. We actually have a lot of student organizations. We have over 50 clubs and organizations. Our largest student organization is our SGA, which is our Student Government Association. We also have our President's Leadership Society, and then a lot of clubs or organizations that are related to different interest groups. Just like some of the other schools mentioned, we do have study abroad. So we have our students go to all different places to take classes, typically over the summer. Sometimes they will go in the spring semester. But we do have study abroad as well. So we do always encourage students to utilize that. And then we also have athletics. So right now our teams are still playing, but of course we aren't allowed to have participants there, but we actually have 5 athletic sports teams. We have baseball, softball, men and women's basketball, and then our newest sport is our women's soccer team. And then that's just a brief run through of Columbia State. I wanted to make sure I stuck as close to time as possible, but we do have 3 recruiters for our 9 service areas. And so my name is Rhonda Williams. And so my contact information is there, but we also have Stasha Backliza, who is in charge of our Williamson County, and our 6 most rural counties. We have our recruiter, Shelley Butler. So we are happy to assist you in any way possible.
Thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate that. Again, those in attendance, you can ask questions at any time along the way. It's at the Q&A button below. Next up, we have Motlow State Community College.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I can get this up. We will get started learning a little bit about Motlow College. Thank you for being here today. Now let's see if we can get this started. Okay, here we go. So my name is Cindy Hall, and I work as a recruiter for Motlow. Motlow was founded in 1969, and we are a public campus community college in southern Middle Tennessee. So go all the way almost to Nashville and almost all the way down to Huntsville, Alabama. Why do our students choose Motlow? We have safe campuses. We have 5 locations, as I mentioned, McMinnville. We are Fayetteville, Smyrna, and I'll show you some of those, all of our places later on. I'll show you the campuses. but we do have 5 locations. We are close to home. Our students tell us that they are better prepared when they choose to go to the community college first. They're better prepared to transfer to the university. We offer the online courses, and of course, with COVID right now, we have been home as well since last March. We've had limited classes on campuses that needed to be there, like EMTs, but a lot of ours have been online. So hopefully by the fall, and we'll find out a little bit later, how many of our classes will go back, but we still will have online courses. And Motlow, we're proud to say, is one of the top performing community colleges in Tennessee. This is our Smyrna campus. Our students, right now, we're right under 7,000 students. The student to faculty ratio is 16:1. We have over 84 programs of study, and our job placement ranges around 99%. So Motlow has degrees and certificates. We have transferable degrees, Associate of Science and the Associate of Arts. The difference in those two is going to be Associate of Arts is going to do a foreign language, but those are, they're going to come in and they're going to take 2 years and they're going to transfer that to a university. Motlow also has workforce ready degrees where they come in 2 years, get that degree and go right to work. But we also have workforce ready where you can step on and step off. So you might come and take mechatronics and get a certificate and then work a little while and then come back and finish that degree. So here is a few examples of some of our courses that are really popular. We have the EMT, as I said, but you can step on and step off of that as well. So EMT, AEMT, which is advanced, and you can go all the way up to paramedic. So you have certificates and degrees. Our mechatronics program is really popular, and robotics, and those as well are workforce ready. So you can come in and get that 2-year degree. You can transfer it if you want to. You can do that at a later date, and you can also get the certificates with that. We have the MLT program, medical lab tech, and then we also have the AAS in nursing, so the 2-year degree in nursing. Some of our athletics that we have men and women basketball, men and women softball. We did have a club, so to speak, for cheerleading. Right now that's on hold, but we hope to bring that back. And we also have a women's soccer, and they have done phenomenal. Motlow offers student services, so you're not going to be on your own when you come. We're going to help you be successful. We've got a library staff that is there to help you research things, and we also have career services. Our student government is very popular. We have lots of clubs and organizations, like she said, with Columbia State. Just because we're a community college, we have lots of ways for you to get involved. And statistically proven that if you are a student who gets involved, you're more than likely going to be very successful. Motlow offers a writing center. So if you need help with those writing papers, we have that. We have tutors. We also have a math lab, which is very popular. As we all know, math is that thing that gets in your way sometimes, but we have people that are going to be there to help you figure those out. You're going to be paired with a student success coach. So anything that you need to know while you're here at Motlow, regardless of what that is, what classes to take, how to take them, we have somebody that's going to be there for you. We have counseling services. How many people have been so stressed out over the last year? I think we all have. So we have counseling services that are going to help you, and that is free to our students. And we also have a food bank. A little bit about scholarships. This is just an example of our academic service scholarships. The deadline has passed on that, but there are other opportunities out there. It's one application. Go ahead and do that because it's going to pair you up with others that may not have passed that deadline. So we have additional foundation scholarships. We also have access and diversity, honors, art, athletics. So many ways and avenues for you. And these Tennessee Promise is what they use in Tennessee for students coming out of high school. And that's an opportunity. It's a last dollar scholarship for them to come to college for free. But this scholarship money is going to stack on top of that. So that's going to be just money in your pocket. The other thing that Motlow has, or in Tennessee, is the Tennessee Reconnect. So if you're a student that's 24 or over you have that opportunity. So here's just a few campuses that we have. A highlight, go to the main website to get started. And it's open access enrollment, so you're going to be accepted. And here's our contact information. We love to help people, so we'll be happy to work with you, and you'll see that in the way we treat our students. Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate that. Our final institution tonight is Murray State University.
All righty, hopefully you guys can see my screen there, the right screen. Hi guys, my name is Ivy Anderson. I am the lead admissions counselor here at Murray State. I'm also our assistant coordinator of multicultural recruitment, and I'm also a two-time graduate of Murray State. So I am a really good person to talk to you today. Like so much, I convinced my sister to come here too, and she's a senior here now. So love Murray State, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about my alma mater. So I am a Tennessee kid as well. I hail from Memphis, Tennessee. So if I have any Memphis people on, excited to have people from my hometown tonight. So I want to talk a little bit about my university today, Murray State. We are located in Murray, Kentucky. So that's southwestern Kentucky. We're about 2 hours from the city center of Nashville. We're 3 hours from my hometown of Memphis. So that gives you a little bit of perspective. And then we're close to that Tennessee border. So we're not too far from our students here. Alrighty, so we have just a little bit over 9,500 students that are currently enrolled in our institution. That's undergraduate and graduate level. In our student body, we have about 45 states that are represented in 50 countries, which I think is really awesome, particularly for our region of the country. You just don't expect that. And so that's something that really attracted me to Murray State when I came in as a senior way back when, back in 2011. So we also have, that says 143 different academic programs. We have since added 3 programs since I made this slide. So we have added video game development in our computer science department. We've added video game design in graphic design in our art, humanities and fine arts department. And then we have also added hospitality management in our College of Business. So those are just a couple of the options that you've got here at Murray State. To get involved, like one of the presenters said earlier, honestly, involvement at the college level is what makes your college experience, no matter where you decide to go. When you get involved, that's how you're going to make friends the quickest. That's most likely going to be where some of your fondest memories are going to take place. So I highly encourage students to look into student involvement anywhere you go. At Murray State, though, we have about 173 different student organizations that you can choose from. And you can see the list there on the screen. That's everything from Greek organizations to residential college life. We've got some organizations in there. If you want to get really involved with your major, you can absolutely do that. Each major has at least one, usually closer to 3 or 4 different organizations that you can get involved in. So you can really run the gamut of stuff that you can get involved in, depending on where your interests lie. We have 25 intramural teams and sports clubs. So intramural teams have to do really with our residential colleges and our student organizations that have teams on campus. But we also have our sports clubs, like our rowing team that competes nationally, our fishing team that competes nationally. And in recent years, right before COVID hit, we had some national champions from our fishing team. And then we've got like our club soccer team, lacrosse, all kinds of stuff that you can get involved in there. And then we've got 15 NCAA teams. We are a Division I school. So we love our sports on our campus, particularly basketball. That's usually how students know us from our basketball. But we love our football as well. There's a lot of traditions around that. So you can see the list of that there as well. Admission requirements. So we are test optional if you have a 3.0 GPA, so you do not have to submit test scores with that. If you have below a 3.0, totally fine. Please still apply, and you can go to murraystate.edu. On that webpage, there's a bright blue apply today button that you'll click on, or you can go to this website right here and it'll give you more information. But if you have between a 2.0 and a 2.99, then we need an 18 on the ACT or a 960. You'll complete that admissions application. You'll submit transcripts, but the cool thing is you don't have to have transcripts transcripts on file for us to go ahead and accept you. We just require them later on down the line to make sure everything you said on the application was correct. And then there is a $40 application fee, but if you do qualify for free or reduced lunch, we can get that waived for you guys there. Scholarships here at Murray State. This is one thing that got me to Murray State as a student. Tennessee offers so much to their students, and we are an out-of-state school. And so we recognize that. So we do give a ton of scholarships to our students. So we have academic achievement, which is that grid that's listed there. So you read it like a multiplication grid. If you've got a 3.0 and a minimum 21 on the ACT, then you start out at that $1,500 award, and you could potentially get up to 100% of tuition covered with that. The cool thing about this is if you continue to take your ACT and continue to go up throughout the summer, up until the first day of classes here, you could potentially get more scholarships for that. And then we've got our competitive scholarships that you do apply for that will stack on top of your academic achievement. So my priority deadline for my seniors has already passed. It was February 1st, but we do second round awarding around May 1st. So if you haven't submitted that, go ahead and submit. You still have opportunity for scholarships. And then for my juniors, it'll open up September 1st of your senior year. So you have a ton of time to get that done, and that deadline will be February 1st for you as well. Dining on our campus. I love to talk about it. I won't spend too much time on it because I do ramble a little bit about dining. Tons of places for you to eat though on our campus. So the pictures up there at the top, you've got Winslow Dining Hall, which is the main dining hall as a freshman where you'll be spending a lot of your time eating. We've got our food truck there. And then of course, we've got Einstein's Brothers Bagels, Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, and Starbucks. So those are just a couple of the options that you have here. As far as housing goes, that application opens up October 1st. It's our only first come, first serve application. There's no deadline though. So if you have some really specific preferences, get those in ASAP. They're all co-ed except for Springer 2. So those are some options there for you coming in. If you'd like to schedule a visit, we're doing in-person visits and virtual. So whichever you're comfortable with, we'll welcome you on here, and that's our quad. So you'll get to see that on your tour as well. And then here's my contact information really quickly, guys. My email, my direct phone line, and then I am on Instagram too. And I post all kinds of updates there for you guys and remind you about those important deadlines. And if you have questions, I answer that there too. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys, and you have a good night.
Thanks, Ivy. Appreciate that. Well, before we wrap up, let me invite all the universities and panelists back on screen here. I asked them ahead of time to kind of give us a little insight to what I consider kind of a fun question. So I'm going to ask each one of them to give me their favorite event or tradition on campus. And we will go in order that we presented. So Trevecca, Nazarene, Michael, why don't you take us off there? What is your favorite?
It's a great question. There's a lot of good events. My favorite is during Welcome Week, which is kind of the first week where there's just tons of stuff going on campus, and we're kind of building that community and students are having fun. There's a giant paint war. You saw a picture of it. It's literally what it sounds like. It's in a big open field, and there's buckets of paint all over the place with various paint throwing devices, and everyone dresses up kind of in all white, and it's kind of mass pandemonium for like 30 minutes, and it's a blast. It's just a fun one of the many fun events that first week on campus called Paint-a-Palooza.
Very fun, very fun. Dylan, what about Austin Peay?
Yeah, so I had a slide in my presentation with all of our top ones. And the one at the very top is Mud Bowls. It was my absolute favorite as a student. Our Student Government Association always puts it on every year, but it's what it sounds like. It is a huge pit of mud, and we play volleyball in it. You dive for one ball, you're covered in mud, and then the fire department has to spray you off with their big hose. But there's free food. Everyone wears like this a t-shirt, and it gets stained, but that's what makes it cool is the way that it stains. And then there's like inflatables and stuff. So it's an awesome time. We always look forward to it.
Very fun. Tennessee Wesleyan, Ariana, what do you got for us?
Okay, so my favorite event is not as dirty as the Jew before. But I'd have to say it's our Choose Blue event. It's our event that we hold every year on campus, welcoming our accepted students, giving them a little preview of what they're coming into. But it's also a celebratory event for our current students to acknowledge the hard work that they've been doing, that they've put in, especially in these difficult times that we're in. And we just have great food, a very relaxed environment, yard games, things like that. And it's just a, fun time.
Very fun, very fun. Rhonda, I think it was Rhonda, I'm sorry, with Columbia
It's Rhonda,
State.
like help me, Rhonda. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I apologize.
It's okay. And I'm so sorry for not having my camera on. But again, I have a very ornery dog and she's like not letting me be myself today. But my favorite thing to participate, I'm also a professor at Columbia State, so I teach speech. And so one of the programs I got pulled into was TISL, which is the Tennessee Intercollegiate State Legislature event. So all of the different colleges go down to the State House and they actually will propose bills for people to vote on. And it was so much fun. So it's almost pretty much like our own little Congress and Senate. And so one of my favorite bills that one of the students proposed was to have a Taylor Swift state monument. Which did not pass, by the way, but our students do go to that. And then some of the other things that I really enjoy is because I'm pretty close with some of the students in our different organizations, I love them talking about their study abroad trips. And so we didn't do study abroad year because of course of COVID, but some of the places we go is the Galapagos Islands, and that was one of the places they just added. We have students who do statistics class in Ireland and all over the place. So we have a lot of different traditions, but definitely I will say TISL is one of my favorites when they go down to the State House. So
very fun. What about Motlow State?
Yes, I'm going to say Welcome Week. I think that falls with everyone's probably favorite part because it's the time where you get students on campus, you get to greet them and get that hands-on in-person experience. Obviously, that was different this previous year, but I'm hoping that we're able to continue doing that because it allows us to create those relationships with the students. I
would agree. And then Ivy, wrap us up with Murray State. What is your favorite event or tradition?
So mine is a twofer. So in this spring, and it's actually usually not actually next week in a normal year, we will be having it in person, but the week is just a giant traditions week. And so we start out on the Wednesday of the second week of April with All Campus Sing, which is like Pitch Perfect on steroids. So there's an a cappella singing competition on the steps of our oldest auditorium building on campus. And so super fun, and all the money raised for that goes to our music sororities philanthropy for the year. And then the very next day we have step show, and I was a part of our MPHC organizations as a student. And so those students coach everybody else on campus in their step show. And it is crazy how talented these students are. And they like try out at the very beginning of the year. Step shows until the spring. They have months of practice and they're serious about it. These kids are bruised and bloody, which honestly, I like to see as somebody who used to step too. So it's really, really fun. And all that goes to March of Dimes for Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So it's really a lot of fun.
Very fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. On behalf of the panelists, I certainly want to thank you for your time. Certainly wish you all the best in your college decision here over the next few years. This has been recorded. Feel free to watch it later, share it with friends and family. There will be other events this evening as well as tomorrow. And everybody stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a good night.